Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Chef Girl RD. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make marinated steak tips with roasted potatoes and Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to be making this in the Ninja 2-basket air fryer. Alright, so to get started, I have my sirloin steak tips here. These were just about 4 large strips in a package. And I went ahead and I cut them all into chunks. And then I marinated them. I put them in this ziplock bag and I added this Kikkoman teriyaki glaze. And then I cut 2 garlic cloves, chopped it up, and threw that in there too. And then I just kind of mixed it all up, and then I folded it and I put it in the fridge. So I prepped this in the morning and I let it marinate in the fridge for about 8 hours. Now it's ready to be cooked. Then I took some petite potatoes. I cut them in half and then again in quarters, and I put them in this bowl. I threw a little avocado oil on top, and then I mixed them up, added a little bit of water, and then I covered the bowl with saran wrap or cling wrap, and I microwaved the potatoes and steamed them for about 1.5 minutes just to pre-cook them a little bit. Then I just drained the water and I added my favorite seasoning, my Himalayan pink salt with black pepper and garlic, and some garlic powder, and then I just tossed them. And then I did the exact same thing with my Brussels sprouts. So between the 2 and the meat, this is about 2-person serving. And it's basically because you can't get a ton of food in these little baskets unless you're stuck with one type of food and then you just doubled up. Then you'd get a good sized portion. But because I'm doing 2 different foods, you just don't want to overstuff them. You can definitely fit a good amount. You're gonna come over to my air fryer. I'm gonna hit power, turn it on, and it defaults to basket 1. So for that one, I'm gonna do my steak tips. And for those, I'm gonna do an air broil. I'm gonna change the temp to 400. And my time, I'm gonna go up to 13 minutes. And for basket 2, I'm gonna hit 2. My potatoes and Brussels sprouts, I'm gonna do an air fry. So I'm gonna click air fry. I'm gonna keep it at the 390, and I'm gonna change my time. I'm gonna go down to 16 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and spray both of my baskets. And this is completely optional. You guys don't have to. I just like to. I'm gonna add my steak into basket 1. I'm just gonna level that all. And basket number 2, I'm gonna dump in my potatoes. And you guys can do like one side potatoes, one side Brussels sprouts, or top and bottom, however you want to do it. But I'm just gonna throw the potatoes in and put the Brussels sprouts right on top. And just give it a little mix. And you want to try to level this out too. You don't have to cook on one level. I mean, if you have stuff stacked, it's still gonna cook, but you'll probably just have to toss it around a little bit during cooking. I'm gonna shut the drawers. And these times, I'm not 100% sure on them. It's gonna depend on how you like your steak cooked and how roasted you want your potatoes and Brussels sprouts. But I'm gonna start out with these times and see how we do. And we can always add time if we have to. So because one is gonna take longer than the other, I'm gonna hit Smart Finish, and we're gonna hit Start. So if you can see, right now it's holding on my meat, and it's starting in basket 2 because of the time difference, which I think is absolutely amazing. So when this counts down and hits 13 minutes, the basket 1 should kick right on. Let's see. And there it is. So we're just gonna let this cook, and I may sneak a peek in between to see how they're looking. All right, so we're at 8 minutes, about halfway through. I am gonna sneak a peek to see how we're doing. I'm just gonna give a little toss. Looking good. I'm gonna shut that. as you can see, the time didn't stop, so it's going to continue cooking. So if you're someone who likes to open and check your food a few times, I might bump up the time by a minute or two to compensate for the time you open it up, because you're going to lose a little bit of heat when you do that. I'm going to take my potatoes and Brussels sprouts, and the good thing, you can take this guy right out and give it a little shake, which is awesome. And I'm going to stick that right back in. Alright, so it finished and it went right into a cool mode. And that only lasted about a minute or so. So now I'm just gonna push my air fryer back. You wanna pull it away from your wall when you're using it, but once it's done, you can set it back to have your counter space in front, like I just did. And let's see what we got. Open that up. Open that up. What do you think? Looks good, doesn't it? Steak tips came out. Now, if you want them cooked more or crispy on the ends, these are pretty perfect for me. But you could always add a couple more minutes and do an air crisp to get that crispy outside if you wanted it more crisp than this. But I think these are perfect. And the same applies for this. If you want it to go a little crispier, you can do a little more time, but looks good to me. Let's plate this stuff up. All right, so let's take a taste. Now this is medium cooked. So if you want your steak cooked more than that, I would go more than the 13 minutes. I'd go maybe 15 or, you know, whatever you think. Just keep checking. You can even cut one piece open to see how it cooks. So this is good for me. I'm gonna take a bite of that. Oh, that's good. Really good. I'm gonna try a potato. Yep. Also very good. Grab me a Brussels sprout. Yummy. And that's it. This is perfect. It's a great little meal right here. And I love that I put 2 different foods. I cooked it at 2 different temperatures, 2 different settings, and they were both done at the same time. And that's about it, guys. So if you were debating whether or not to get one of the 2 basket air fryers, I would recommend it. It depends on you and what you like to make. At the end of the day, just do what works best for you. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button and be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Bon appetit, guys.